On this Sunday. Some engine power in this biatch. There's 20 and 2. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Good power in 2. Good power in 2. What up, brah?
Bro.
What happened?
Do you know who Jeff Fabiano is?
I don't.
Bro, he's like, he got me into video games. Like, he got me into a certain video game, and then he kind of got me into Microsoft Flight. He's on VETSIM right now, on St. Louis ground.
Oh.
I just girlied out right now over him.
Is he like a streamer or something?
Huh?
Is he a streamer or something?
I'm streaming, and then...
No, is he
he's streaming on Twitch.
He's a streamer? Okay.
Yeah. Streamer, YouTuber.
That's cool. I've been drinking, man, so forgive me.
You're good.
Bottle to throttle, baby.
I've just been over here geeking out over him.
That's cool. Make sure I've got everything. I'm gonna try and land this shit drunk, man.
For the chat.
FAA is, yeah. I need to finish my FMC before I forget that. We're gonna go 14.1 natural. 65.9 on the gross weight. 50 here. 180.05. 6 degrees. 138. 141. Okay, 150. What up, Widowmaker? You catch us over on... oh yeah, you were there, man. Forgive me, Widowmaker. I've been boozing, man.
Oh my goodness, look at that. That's so cool.
What am I doing here? Nav. $320. Okay. Get my auto reverse thrust off. Trim.
Yeah, I call my buddy, my best friend, really quick because we both love Jeff. I was like, you can't believe who's on ground. he said Air Force Proud first. I was like, no. And then I was like, Jeff Fabiano. He's like, well, no way.
I'm on my Brad shit, Widowmaker. Ah, whoo. I can feel that. Pounding Smirnoff, man. Okay, auto brakes checked. Let me just get my landing lights on. Okay, I need to get to shit. 3-0. 3-0. Yeah, they can't smell the vodka so much. Oh man. Seatbelts on. Emergency lights are armed. APU generator off. APU off. We just got our middle tanks. Good. You want to know what's great about this MD-80, Assassin?
What?
It can push back with its reverse thrust, so I don't have to wait for that damn tug.
I mean, you can do that with the 330.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, it's got, like, obnoxious reverse thrust, though, man. Like, it's gonna get you right back there. I'm about to do it right now. Look at those clamshells. The old value jet livery. They were grounded by the FAA. They were put out of business by the FAA. Fitting for me to be drinking on a value jet plane. Let's figure out where my damn runway is. 3-0. Going to Houston.
Oh, I got accepted into the VA also.
Which one, United?
Yeah.
I told you. I told you. Well, it kind of gives you something to, like, do, you know? 3-0 this way. What up, Daniel? I have Thrustmaster side stick and throttle quadrant Widowmaker, but I don't mess with the rudder pedals, man. I don't need all that. My side stick rotates, so I can just use my rudder control that way. I prefer it like that. All right, here's our spot. Jeez, Daniel. Staying up all night? You wild man. You do a 24-hour stream or something? Alright, take off flaps. Couldn't sleep. Sometimes that just happens, Daniel. Alright, let's arm our speed brake. There we go. Making our way to 3-0. Look at those landing lights. I'm gonna want to go left. Three zero. That 3-0? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Well, luckily the holiday travel season is not real in the flight simulator, Daniel, so you can do it whenever you want. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm going right into Toga. Alright. What up, Sass? Takeoff thrust is set. This plane is just going to lift itself right off the ground. I don't even have to rotate. See that? Gets itself right off the ground. Hey, Daniel. Have a good day, man. Appreciate you, brother. Gears up. The hell? Gears up.
Gear up, lights out.
Okay, Daniel. Make sure you send lots of pictures of your flight, bro. I want to see those planes. They might chop liver over here. No, I... Get in the Discord, Sass. Oh, you said you couldn't, huh? I'm on my way to Houston, brother. H-Town. And you know what it is. Have a good trip, Daniel. Get rid of these flaps. Climb thrust. You should have asked. You should have asked for an emergency landing at that dude's airport.
Very funny.
You should have been like dual engine failure, St. Louis.
Dual engine failure in St. Louis.
Wherever that guy was controlling. I have to do my VA flight
he's
tomorrow.
ground control. He's not.
Oh,
Unfortunately, he was ground control, so.
come do it now, Sass. I'll be right back, bro. I'm gonna go turn my AC on.
You're good.
All right. All right. Continue my boozing here then. How about that? See if I can land this thing drunk. We should think of some kind of drinking game for MSFS, bro. Like every time you stall, take a shot, or every time you overspeed, take a shot, or something like that, you know? Every go around, you gotta take 2 shots. Tell me that wouldn't be fun.
Play like Cards versus Humanity on there. Whoever wins, take a shot.
You know, honestly, I never got into Cards Against Humanity, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I didn't either, but
It's kind of like Charades. It's kind of like charades on steroids. I want to get a setup for the Starfield, Star Citizen with the Gladiator, NXT Evo flight stick, and Omni Throttle. I was building a 180-degree sim pit, but ran out of time. God damn. You're really into it, huh, Widowmaker? How come you don't fly in real life, bro?
Nico, what's up today, my dude?
Widowmaker, I haven't announced this in the PWO yet, so it'll just be between you and me.
How are you doing today?
But I'm actually going to go back and get the rest of my ratings, I think, maybe early next year. Get my double I, get my dual engine rating, get my commercial and my ATP so I can see if I can do this for a career, man. Little career change in my 30s ain't bad for me, right? A landing over. But hey, Sass, my last landing was minus 54, bro. I'm chilling, but that's a good one. Any landing over minus 150, take 5 shots, he said. Alright, passing 10,000 feet, our landing lights can come off. Turn these hydraulics off. These can go off. Oops. The autopilot's so sensitive in this thing, man. What? I've worked in the casino, never seem to have free time. Yeah. Goddamn degenerates, Widowmaker. I don't know what this Master Caution is for. I'm gonna guess it's my hydraulic pumps. I'm gonna need hydraulics, obviously, to control my fucking flight systems. Yeah, it was, see? Turned my hydraulics off, Assassin. That was smart.
Solid.
Good luck turning the plane without that. Yeah, the autopilot smelled the booze. I'm not a Delta pilot, Widowmaker. I'm not that obvious about it. Delta 420. Let's get our terrain here. Oh shit. My people are dying in here. Gotta pressurize my cabin, man. You hear that? OG chime? Cabin chime bell, Widowmaker? I know you're old enough to remember this. Listen to this now. I pop for that, man, every time. Master warning, what the fuck?
What are you doing over there? Breaking your plane?
No, it turned itself off. It was probably because I wasn't pressurized. My cabin wasn't pressurized. We're good now. Let's get my air off. Starter pump off. It's on both, that's good. Middle pumps. Turn that off. Oh, we're good with a dark cockpit. I like this view right here. Enjoy that, people. Got to turn my camera back on. Yeah, right, Widowmaker. They're not a. They can't complain if they're asphyxiated, though. I'm sorry. It's not asphyxiation, it's hypoxia. There is a difference. Hey, Widowmaker, you remember ValueJet? You remember that ValueJet? What was it? ValueJet 512 that nosedived into the Everglades? The director of the FAA got fired because of it. The principal of the FAA got fired because of it, and ValueJet got shut down in the aftermath. You remember that? I'm flying like a true ValueJet pilot today. So, were you on your way to Assassin?
Phoenix.
Oh, your usual, huh?
Phoenix Sky Harbor, yep.
What did you pick as your hub? Houston?
I picked LA.
LA?
Yeah.
SFO is mine. Thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle and its effects on planes. What up, SOS? The Devil's Triangle? Is that what you're referring to, Widowmaker? There's only been about 20 planes, I think, that have gone missing out there. There's never been any real data that suggests that flying in the Bermuda Triangle is... What up, Pesci? There's not been a lot of data that shows that flying in the Bermuda Triangle is more risky than anywhere else. Personally, I think, like, the South Indian Ocean is probably more dangerous, but what are you gonna do, man? Talk to Amelia Earhart. MH370 is in the Bermuda Triangle. Pesci, 2 out of 5 Bolins on that show today, brother. Hey, Assassin.
Yeah, what's up?
You want to go over and hop in the PWO Discord?
Sure.
I'll meet you over there.
Bet.
Just gonna go to bed. I'll talk to you. Oh wait, Barker's in here?
Oh shit, you getting off?
I was gonna get off. Yeah, I'm going to sleep.
Okay. And I brought Assassin with me.
Yeah, I'll be in tomorrow.
All right, man.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
try.
just geeking out right now.
I'll try to catch that show tomorrow, Pesci. But
Alright there, bro.
I'm gonna be in
All right,
class.
later, Plug.
I'm gonna be in class tomorrow, Pesci. But I'm
I'll
gonna try.
see
And,
ya.
I'm gonna try and catch that show you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, brother. See you guys
All right.
later.
All right. All right. I'm going back over to my Discord, Assassin.
Alright,
Sorry.
we'll go back to your Discord.
Sorry. Damn, Widowmaker Pesci ended early tonight, huh? It's only 10:30 over there.
It's all good, bro.
Yeah, Pesci usually, he's on the East Coast. He's on Eastern time. But he usually goes until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning his time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he had a long day today. We did a AEW All-In watch along. There was a big AEW pay-per-view in London today. So it started
really?
it started at 10 a.m. my time.
Nice.
And we did a little commentary watch along.
Nice.
That's why I wasn't on in the Discord all day during the first half of the day, because I was over on his show doing commentary.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, Widowmaker, as far as the Bermuda Triangle goes, I think it's just a coincidence, man. And I hate to say that because I'm not really a believer in coincidence, but every once in a while. How about you, Assassin? You got an opinion on it?
What?
You got an opinion on the Bermuda Triangle and the disappearance of airplanes in that region?
Yeah, I mean,
Conspiracy or real deal?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean,
I think-
I'm a conspiracy theorist.
I think
I believe in aliens. We can't be the only fucking life.
Okay, so here's okay, I agree with you. I agree that it would be almost statistically an anomaly for us to be the only, like, let's say
I mean, look at Mars. Mars used
but
to
here's
have life on it.
here's what I'm saying. I think that there's other sophisticated life that exists somewhere in another universe. However, I do not believe that the technology for them to travel between universes and galaxies exists or has ever existed. I don't believe that the United States or planet Earth has ever been visited by extraterrestrials, just because of my... Yeah, you gotta understand.
What's for American 420?
I'm gonna go MD90 SOS, MD90, or the MD82. Assassin, what I was saying was, in order for us to travel to, like, the next closest galaxy to us, it would require almost a century and a half for us to get there. So I'm just not sure the technology, and more importantly, could someone survive the journey? I'm not convinced.
I mean, you can look at like Star Trek and all this imaginative
But that's...
like warp capability on all that stuff. And
I mean, it could be Widowmaker. Like, listen, we went from... I'll put it to you this way. We went from the Wright Flyer to the 747 in less than 50 years. Which, when you think about it, it's pretty... We've been to the moon. We've been able to engineer some pretty amazing stuff. We don't have technology to travel to another universe or the lifespan to travel to another universe. So I just don't know if the technology to move us between galaxies exists, but I don't believe that we're the only sophisticated life form in existence. Like I said, it would just be statistically impossible. But like I said, unless you can live to be 300 years old, you're not going to be able to travel to the next galaxy that's closest to us. And we don't have the fuel or the technology to get you there. I mean, look how difficult it's been for SpaceX just to build a heavy rocket. Nobody's been able to do it except Werner. This guy in my chat says, "What if we are the intelligent ones and the rest are all space hillbillies?"
for real.
Same for solid state computers to what we carry around in our phones today. Yeah, exactly, Widowmaker. There's more technology in my iPhone than there was in the lunar module. Think about that. MD-95 is a great plane, SOS. I tried flying my Concorde earlier today, and I also tried flying my 737, and I just can't stop flying this DC-9, man. It's just, I love this swept wing and the T-tail. It's just so cool. And it's just so easy to land. I had a minus 54 feet per minute rating on my last landing, but I hadn't been drinking then. Oh, I've got the Concorde SOS. It's in the simulator. DC Designs Concorde. It's a nice plane too. My favorite quote is Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos. First, you have to get up. Yeah, I happen to think that commercializing space travel will obviously only breed more innovation and, you know, revolutionize fuel technology. You turn on the TV and you're like, oh, it's just so stupid. Why would people want to go to space? You know, like, why do people race cars? You know, like, why do people, Formula One, for example, you may not know this, your rear view mirror, disc brakes, kinetic energy restoration system, on and on and on. These are all inventions that came from Formula One, that were in Formula One years before they were in your street car, you know? That's the point of racing. Sure, it's a bunch of rich guys trying to beat each other, but the auto companies are trying to, you know, develop shit for their vehicles to make them more efficient. It works the same way, whether you're doing it with cruise ships, rocket ships, airplanes, race cars, it doesn't matter. Sorry, Assassin. I know you're like the more the quiet type. I get real chatty.
You're good.
I get real.
I'm talking to chat right now.
I get real chatty when I drink, man.
You're good. I'm just talking to chat over here. My chat's talking to me.
Two and a half hours left in this flight. I gotta watch my fuel here. Make sure I'm burning even. I want to get everything out of the center tanks first. Those are kilos, Widowmaker. So we've got 12,050 kilos of fuel on board. You know, a kilo of rice goes a long way in the Philippines. The metric system is easier, Widowmaker. I would expect you to know that. Fahrenheit is just so stupid, man. Start at 0 and just go up. That's all you got to do. You know? Alright, SOS. Let me know how X-Plane 12 is, man. I've been thinking about getting that, but I've heard that unless I download like 500 gigs of add-ons, I'm not going to have any scenery. So tell me if it's worth my time or not, man. I'm not trying to download a bunch of add-ons, but I agree, but just don't say it out loud. Yeah, Americans get really confused. You know, Widowmaker, sometimes when I'm out in public, just to fuck with people, if someone asks me what the temperature is, I might just give it to them in Celsius, bro. Just to see their reaction. And it's just the funniest shit ever. Try it sometime. It's just like when it's like, I'll be like, it's 14 degrees. And they'll be like, what? I like doing that. I'm a little troll, man. If you didn't know that already. trying to figure out how to get lights. What the hell? Decision height. Oh, neat. We'll go 250. Decision height. That's cool. But what is this? Why don't I have lights for this? No. It's got a flood. Which MD82 is it, SOS? Because this is the MD82 by Leonardo. And they did a really good job on this. It's crazy how they used to just pack as many people per square inch into these jets in the 80s and 90s. Like, I mean, look how close these seats are together. Could you imagine sitting next to Kenny Bolin on this plane, Widowmaker? They would have charged him for 2 seats. Bolin will not fit in that seat. No, sir. It's definitely not the Leonardo SOS. Because this is a pay-wear plane. Cruise thrust. Kelvin equivalent. They'll think you're talking about like your cousin or something. They'll be like, who the fuck is Kelvin? It's really sad, Widowmaker. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I love my girlfriend. We've been together almost 3 years. I could genuinely see myself marrying this woman, but when I met her, and I'm not making this up, when I met her, she thought the White House was in Washington State. She did not understand that Washington, D.C. and Washington State were not only 2 different places, but on 2 separate coasts. And to make matters worse, can't believe I'm saying this, she went on the 8th grade East Coast trip when she was growing up, and they went to the fucking White House. And she says, yeah, we rode we had a charter bus from New York to D.C. And when we got to D.C., I just wondered how we got there so fast. And I'm like, what did you think you were on, the fucking magic school bus with Miss Frizzle or something? What do you think about people making full cockpit setups? Listen, people spend money on a lot of stupid shit. You see this watch? This is a Rolex Submariner. I spent way too much fucking money on this watch, and it's not even my only Rolex. If you're into full cockpit setups with captain and first officer seats, if it makes you happy, fucking do it, man. Who cares what people think? I saw a YouTube video the other day of someone who had looked like a legitimate 737 cockpit in their garage. And I thought it was overkill, but that shit looked cool, man. It looked really cool. District of Columbia. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, Widowmaker. Like, if we've got people walking around that don't know the difference between Washington State and Washington, D.C., I'm not going to try and explain Kelvin to them. I'm good. I am good. Hey, Widowmaker, make sure you join the Discord, bro. So you can share stuff about your setup in there. I got all kinds of channels. Yeah, you're a big fan of that Warthog, aren't you? If you come in the Discord, I'll show you a hey, we got traffic. Where's my fucking TCAS, man? Not on, that's what. The Warthog's a great plane, man. Did you know, and I'm sure you know this, the Warthog has the ability to fly with hydraulic or manual flight controls.
Terrain, pull up.
What? Oh, I just got a terrain alarm. Was it? Did you hit the button, the soundboard in the chat? Is that what you did? Because I'm looking at my terrain here, and I'm like, what? Yeah.
Terrain, pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said I didn't get TCAS for that. Traffic. I was like, let me just play terrain really quick.
You're fucking with me because I'm drinking.
Bank angle. Caution, terrain.
Oh, here's a good one.
Thank you for
Oh,
flying
Ryanair.
Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our
I'm in the Bermuda Triangle. But Widowmaker, I'm a big fan of the A-10, bro. I have a really cool picture that I took at the California Aerospace Museum where I basically put my head right next to the nose turret. It's one of my favorite pictures that I have, man. Low and slow, baby. Low and slow. And that the Warthog they have at the California Aerospace Museum actually saw combat too, and you can see like it actually got hit by a SAM, and you can see the scar on the wing, but it kept flying. It's just a fucking tank, man. Now they call that a scare bus around here, SOS. When I was growing up, we called them scare buses. I grew up in a Boeing house, man. We had this expression: if it ain't Boeing, I ain't going.
It's all about that Airbus now, bro.
Well, you know what? You're not wrong. Because the innovation at Boeing is dead. I mean, you and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
You and I have talked about this before, but it's only ironic that I'm flying a McDonnell Douglas. McDonnell Douglas is basically what killed the innovation at Boeing, but I'm a big fan of the modern Airbus aircrafts, and honestly, I'm a big fan of the A310 still. All I heard was Boeing. I have to get my hand. I said, if it ain't Boeing, I ain't going. There aren't that many airlines left that fly passengers on the 747 SOS. I think Lufthansa, Korean Air, KLM. There might be one more, but the rest of them are cargo. Combis. Hey, Widowmaker. I appreciate you coming by, bro. I'll see you over at Pesci's. Discord's pretty fucking cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sassel said he'd be right back, and then he never came back. He's going through it right now, man. Y'all keep my brother, Captain Sasshole, send positive thoughts. You know what I'm gonna do? I wonder if I would get a copyright strike. I'm gonna pull up the air crashing investigation episode for ValueJet 592.
Smell the jet fuel. You can smell the hydraulic fluid.
No, that's gonna give me like a copyright strike, I swear. Excuse me. Jeez. Cruising. Where you going next, assassin?
I have no clue.
I'm going from Dulles to Houston.
Over to advisory, 22.8, American 420.
That's funny.
Fluid, you could smell death.
We're going to scour this swamp quadrant by quadrant.
NTSB investigators face an unprecedented challenge.
My first thought is, how am I going to pull this off?
It's up to Greg Fife and his team to figure out why ValueJet Flight 592 erupted in flames just minutes after takeoff.
Okay, let's turn it up.
We had a raging fire.
We almost destroyed the test facility.
The Secretary of Transportation lost his job. The administrator of the FAA lost his job because of this one accident.
It has been 6 months since Florida's worst aviation disaster.
ValueJet forced many people in this agency to ask some very tough questions.
Federal hearings into the fiery crash of ValueJet Flight 592 are filled with controversy and recrimination.
I'm the mother of the captain of ValueJet 592, Captain Candleman Chamberlain Quebec, and I am very angry.
This was one of these historic cases that had a tremendous amount of public attention and public concern.
I have always thought this crash was very preventable and very senseless.
ValueJet 592 fell out of the sky because of a complete breakdown of the system.
The Federal Aviation Administration is under attack for failing to implement safety recommendations made 8 years ago after another onboard fire. In 1988, an American Airlines crew managed to land their burning DC-9 and save the lives of all 120 passengers.
The Federal Aviation Administration required fire and smoke detection and/or fire extinguishment systems as the Safety Board recommended in 1988. ValueJet Flight 592 did not crash.
105 passengers that were put in danger by that bureaucratic failure boarded a ValueJet DC-9 on the morning of May the 11th, 1996.
Ah.
592 is a short 1.5 hour
Assassin.
Yes, sir.
Sassel is I don't know if I told you this, but he bought the Fokker F-28.
Really?
Yeah, so he's been trying to watch videos to learn how to fly it. It's got a very confusing cockpit. It's a Dutch plane. Very unorthodox layout, but a very unique plane, you know? If you're wondering what that is in the background, Sass, that's the air crash investigation episode on ValueJet 592. I'm using a ValueJet livery right now.
The first officer is a former Air Force pilot. 52-year-old Richard Hazen. Today's flight is loaded with almost 2,000 kilograms of cargo, which includes passenger luggage, ValueJet company material, and U.S. mail. The crew must sign off on all cargo loaded on board. Work complete. They prepare to taxi to the runway.
Raider 592. Taxi to runway 9er left.
9 left, quarter 592.
The DC-9 is 27 years old. It has more than 68,000 hours of flight time. On the flight into Miami from Atlanta that day, the autopilot was working, and the PA system was broken.
Want to extend the PA?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpits, all right now, from crossing traffic.
Mechanics in Miami were able to fix the PA.
It works. Here you are.
Raider 592. Runway 9 left. Cleared for takeoff.
But repairs to the autopilot will have to wait.
Set takeoff, Bob.
Once the DC-9 is back at airline headquarters in Atlanta, mechanics there will work on the problem.
Rotate.
The sky was relatively benign on May Day, and they were just looking forward to getting home. There was no foresense at all about that flight.
Gear up.
Without the autopilot, the pilots will manually fly the aircraft for the return flight. It's an inconvenience, but not all that unusual, or unsafe.
Where's that? We got some electrical problem.
The battery charges came in.
The plane's batteries are draining fast. Captain Kubek worries she could lose power to her instrument panel and other key flight systems.
We're losing everything.
Just 6 minutes after takeoff, the barrage of
Raider
failures.
592. Contact landing center around 132.45. So long.
Controllers in Miami believe Flight 592 is safely on its way to Atlanta.
What'd Monday do to you, bro?
Captain Kubek decides to turn around.
We need to go back to America.
It's suddenly clear why their systems are failing. Flames are burning through the cabin floor.
592, it's immediate return to Miami.
plane on the ground as quickly as possible.
You can only shed altitude so fast. You point it down much more than 5 or 6 degrees, and all of a sudden you become an overslope situation. You can stress the aircraft. And you don't want to do that.
Roger, 3592. Turn left heading 270. Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. What kind of problem are you in?
Fire!
Smoke in the cabin. Okay, roger that.
First off, communication, captains handling the airplane. They want to try to get on the ground. They're working in a coordinated fashion. Classic cockpit resource management. Nobody is panicking. Nobody is throwing in the towel.
Where do you live again, SOS? I can't remember where you are. Is Monday over for you? Because it's still Sunday night for me.
The left engine doesn't respond. It stays at climb power. As the right engine slows, the plane bounces to the right. She discovers her ailerons still have life and manages to stabilize the plane.
How do you turn off the brakes in the MD-80? The auto brake is right down here on the nose wheel.
Passengers are in a
Let me get my flashlight out for you.
But there's no
See this thing that's just park brake?
which are burning at over
Push it.
1,000 degrees Celsius.
I mean, I use my a button on my joystick, but
This is heavy
that's where it is.
smoke. People are breathing to death.
Fires on board. There's a real sense of helplessness. There's a limited number of things you can do.
Take short breaths.
Less than 10,000 feet above southern Florida, Captain Kubek has the plane in a tight turn back to the airport.
Completely on fire.
Completely on fire.
Flight 592 has only seconds to get the burning DC-9 onto a runway before all is lost.
Credit 592. We need the closest airport available.
Credit 592.
They're going to be standing by for you.
Emergency crews in Miami prepare for the landing.
The airplane starts losing altitude progressively. The airplane is out of control.
The first officer's request for an alternate airport are the last words controllers hear from the crew. The DC-9 plummets towards the ground at over 700 kilometers per hour. Flight 592 has crashed into one of the most inhospitable spots on Earth, the Florida Everglades. The Everglades covers much of the southern tip of Florida. Hundreds of square kilometers of shallow swamp, mangroves, and watery grassland. Just getting to the crash site will be a huge challenge for rescuers. Miami-Dade police helicopters find the wreckage of ValueJet Flight 592 in swampland far from the nearest highway.
Federal safety officials say it's the most difficult recovery operation they've ever faced, with wreckage strewn like confetti in a muddy alligator-infested swamp that can only be reached by helicopter or airboat. Very waterous, marshy area. That's proving difficult to reach people that may have survived this crash.
Rescuers know that the first hours of this rescue operation are critical. In 1972, Eastern Airlines Flight 401 crashed into the Everglades.
Hour and 46 for me yet, Assassin.
Several passengers drowned before rescuers could reach them.
Well, when you start flying for UVA, you'll have to fly with this thing called smart cars turned on. And your smart cars...
About 553 miles out.
Well, your smart cars, when you start flying for UVA, you'll get a smart cars and it gives you a real-time update.
Most of the aircraft has sunk beneath
X-plane is kind of buggy. The yoke sometimes.
The wreckage was in the Everglades. It's a hostile environment. It wasn't clear at that point how much we'd be able to learn from
Big Boss Man, I'm flying from Dulles to Houston. I'm doing United Virtual Airlines operations on their hub hop. So all day I've been flying to all the different United hubs.
The heavy gear protects rescuers from spilled fuel and other toxins.
I went from Houston to LA, then from LA to SF, from SF to Denver, Denver to Chicago, Chicago to Newark, Newark to Dulles, and now Dulles back to Houston. And that will complete the hub hop.
The divers were walking in the water.
I'll get a nice little badge for that.
Or you'd hear them hissing the sawgrass. They would take pot shots to try and
Sounds good, Assassin. Where you flying, Big Boss Man?
Officials come to a grim conclusion.
It doesn't look good that there are any survivors.
I just followed you back, Big Boss Man. I like that name.
On board flight 592 are dead.
Oh, you're going the same place as me.
First Officer Richard Hayes.
I'm only guessing, but since your name is Big Boss Man, I'm assuming you're a wrestling fan. So let me do something for you real quick. Boom. There you go. There's some wrestling stuff for you, Big Boss Man. You ain't the only one, G.
The airplane was just debris. Very little present, no evidence of passengers.
You had to put it out of your mind what actually you were doing.
And Big Boss Man, it's kind of morbid, but I have, I'm flying a ValueJet MD-80 right now. So I've got an episode of Air Crash Investigation playing in the background. It's the ValueJet MD-80 that crashed in the Everglades.
In a situation like that is just, it's anger. It's not again. It's how can this happen? It's what happened? Why?
And you notice the title of the stream was Bottle the Throttle. That's a play on words from, that would make me nervous. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. My initial curiosity for airplanes spawned from TWA Flight 800. So I've had a thing for plane crashes ever since I was a kid. I know it's fucking weird, but
what do I have to do now? And then utilize the resources to make that happen. It's showtime. Here we go.
I'll let Greg answer that.
Hey man, you learn something from everything, right?
Tell if the pilots were conscious or unconscious at the time of impact.
My first thought is, how am I going to pull this off?
Fife faces intense pressure to come up with answers.
But yeah.
I'm determined to do everything I can to make sure that American aviation...
I've learned a lot about piloting personally. I have my private and I have my instrument rating. And I've learned a lot personally about piloting from, you know, we're coming up on, I believe, on season 24 of Air Crash Investigation, and I swear I've seen every episode of every season at least twice, maybe 3 times, man. Every 12 to 16 months, it's time to rewatch them, you know what I mean?
Priority is to find the aircraft's 2 black boxes.
F-18.
This is what we're looking
You're gonna beat me there. What are you in, the DC Designs? Oh no, that's the F-14, isn't it?
The voice recorder. You find one, you'll probably find the other one close by.
From the CVR, investigators hope to hear the last sounds in the cockpit. Pilot conversation.
We need to go back to Miami.
And any alarms that might help identify where the smoke originated.
Hey, well, if that's what you know,
The flight data recorder.
that's more than the average person, I'll give you that.
Might have spread. Through the sequence of failures it likely caused.
You know, it's important to remember that there are a lot of video games that you can play. This is not a video game. This is a simulator. It's not a video game.
The black boxes emit a constant radio signal. Searchers will use a sonar scanner to pick up that signal.
I like to do crazy shit like land a Boeing 747 on top of the Boeing factory. I've done it before in the simulator. You know, I could never do that in real life.
But Navy technicians
Or land a Cessna on my street, you know?
gear is no match for the Everglades.
That's one of the fun things to do in Microsoft Flight Simulator is
Grass is so dense it can't see through the
try to find your house and land in front of it. It's easy to just take a helicopter, but
What really worked for us.
I took a little Cessna 152 because that's what I fly in real life. One of the planes I fly in real life, but you know, I only need 300 feet to slow that thing down off the flare.
Cover specific areas, probing, till we hit something hard. It ended up being human power that really.
Crazy about this value. I remember this crash. This was 96.
As the Everglades search continues,
Funny, the guy that's the lead NTSB investigator in this episode, Greg Fife, sorry. We're Facebook friends.
they soon learned that the flight was delayed earlier in the day due to minor electrical problems. The find raises concern that an electrical fire brought down the plane.
We were looking at any explanation. There could have been a fault in the wiring or a short circuit, and we realized it's going to be a very difficult investigation.
Recovery teams continue to battle intense heat.
Florida, in May, 90 degrees, 95% humidity. We had to worry about how long can you be in that heat.
You're trudging.
It was a full plane, I think. 120?
You're stepping on.
126?
You have to bend down and you have to pick it up.
It was a fire. The little oxygen canisters that go above the passenger seats, you know, what the masks have to deploy. They'd put a bunch of them in a cardboard box and they hadn't stored them correctly, and they ignited in flight and burned the plane.
Challenging environments for an accident investigation to be conducted.
NTSB fire investigator Merritt Berkey studies masses of tangled wiring from the crash site.
I was sent down there to determine the cause of that in-flight fire.
When faulty wiring sparks a fire,
90 minutes from Houston, big boss man.
the wires to burn and melt.
When we recovered more of the electrical harness on the plane, we saw some damage there, but it wasn't evidence of electrical arcing. Wires. It was all
Man, I don't know. The plane nosedived into the Everglades, and the base of the Everglades is it's got like a clay base. The plane disintegrated on impact. Here's an important thing to remember, and again, this is something that spawned from my morbid curiosity of plane crashes, but the human brain processes you know, feelings of pain at a speed of about a half a millisecond. This crash happened quicker than the brain can process pain, so the passengers literally felt nothing on impact. It was like that. Again, kind of morbid to discuss, kind of disgusting that I know that, but I do, you know?
Investigation, Fife finally catches a break.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
A hot damn. We found ourselves a box.
It was sitting on the bottom in the mud, partially submerged under about 3 to 4 feet of water.
One of the Metro-Dade Police Fire Rescue folks was walking their grid and actually stepped on one of the orange boxes. The whole accident site, all of the investigators, everybody comes to a halt as soon as the word spreads that we think we got a recorder.
Officials wasted no time bringing it out of the swamp into a police car and onto a plane for Washington.
The aging DC-9 was equipped with a primitive FDR. It recorded only 11 flight parameters, compared to the hundreds recorded by modern units. But the next morning, when Fife studies the preliminary results from Washington, he finds a clue that may point to the origin of the fire.
Dive 800 feet and back in 3 seconds. It's impossible.
The FDR recorded a sudden increase in air pressure.
What we found on the flight data recorder that records the parameter of the static pressure was that there was a bump. It spiked briefly and then went back to a nominal value.
Sensors on the fuselage measure outside air pressure. Normally, the pressure decreases with altitude. But as Flight 592 was climbing, the pressure briefly went up, not down. A DC-9 cannot dive and climb that quickly. The numbers don't make sense.
Look at this.
We really didn't know we theorized about a variety of different things.
Could have been an explosion on board.
A shockwave moving outward from inside the aircraft can cause a sudden spike in external pressure.
And of course you start thinking, an explosion could do that. So do we have a bomb?
With an onboard explosion a real possibility, Merritt Berkey examines the wreckage to see if he can figure out where the fire originated.
So we had a lot of parts coming in that were damaged, almost all limited to the cargo compartment. We had melted structure components that were in the overhead of the cargo compartment, which made up the floor of the passenger compartment. And then we also had some seat tracks for the passengers that were burned and melted. We determined that the fire was very intense up in the upper area of the cargo compartment on the left side.
Berkey makes an unusual discovery.
It's stainless steel. You don't normally see burned stainless steel in flight fire.
Planes are made of lightweight material like aluminium and titanium, not stainless steel. The burned metal raises a question. Just what kind of cargo was on board the plane? Investigator Malcolm Brenner needs to know exactly what type of cargo ValueJet Flight 592 was carrying.
The operations group more and more became concerned about the cargo that was loaded on the airplane and what possible significance it could have to the accident.
The cargo documentation lists 3 airplane tires and 5 boxes of empty oxygen canisters.
The operations group found that the manifest, which indicated that there were oxygen canisters, empty oxygen canisters in the cargo signed for by the first officer.
There you go.
When Greg Feith was available, I briefed him.
Okay. Company material, 3 aircraft tires, and 5 boxes of parts.
Malcolm is a pilot. He has an understanding of aviation. He's a smart guy.
The contents of the cardboard boxes confuse me. 144 empty oxygen canisters.
Wait, how many of them?
144.
An oxygen canister is a green bottle, very large bottle, that supplies oxygen.
I'm glad my plane didn't crash
Flight crew and the
while I was gone.
There's no way, Malcolm. You can't fit that many on the plane.
We all paused and said, why would you be carrying 144 of these big green oxygen cylinders? Malcolm asked a very innocent question.
What exactly do you think they mean by oxygen canister?
And that's really what triggered the investigators to step back and say, we need to verify exactly what was meant.
At the crash site, the recovery work continues. The debris includes dozens of small metal cylinders, parts not from the DC-9. Investigators now understand what was in the boxes listed on the cargo manifest.
We found out that it was not a canister, but in fact an oxygen generator.
Oxygen generators are small devices installed above the passenger seats of certain airplanes.
See, here we go.
They're connected to oxygen masks that drop down in the event of cabin depressurization.
Told you. Those goddamn oxygen canisters.
A lanyard, which slides out a retaining pin. That triggers a chemical reaction that generates breathable oxygen.
The masks.
So are you flying to Houston and
nipples on this
where are you flying?
oxygen generator.
Houston is the last leg
To the mask.
of my hub hop.
Whether the oxygen generators
You want to do like an LA to San Fran?
could have caused the fire.
We had
Sure.
boxes of these are 140
Are you want to hop on my servers,
cargo.
and we can fly together?
Yeah.
To look at. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I still have. It's gonna be a little bit, man. I've got let me look real quick.
as cargo.
I've got 1 hour 27 minutes left.
Clearly listed
Yeah,
as
I got 430 nautical miles
Did they
left.
have a
So
potential
Okay.
for
Yeah.
creating a fire?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down to do that.
Situation that
Maybe
could
I'll switch my
jeopardize the
plane up
safety
too.
of this aircraft.
As recovery teams continue to pull oxygen generators from the bottom of the
yeah,
Everglades,
there's
they find that
SoCal
while some
Pro or
are in
SoCal
fact empty,
Departure Center,
This
and
was never
then
even triggered.
many
I've never
are
flown
present
that.
off-
I've never flown that Dark Star, big boss man. Does it have autopilot?
Generators that
What's
we
the
found
FMC like in that thing? Maybe that's what I'll fly.
Some were completely flattened. Some of them were
and
you-
right now there's Oakland
crushed, some of
Center
them still had the material in
and
them.
San
Oh,
Francisco
you're on-
Tower Tower.
You're trying to fly on that sim?
Yeah.
That might be dangerous, man.
temperature of the
I've been
canisters
drinking.
after the that concerns investigators.
As long as you can get words out.
These things get pretty hot, Greg. Really hot.
They can get really hot.
260 degrees Celsius. That's why in the cabin they're stored behind a heat-resistant shield.
An oxygen generator that is not mounted in its proper position in a heat sink cradle in the passenger service unit is lethal. Because if it's anywhere near a combustible material, you're going to have a fire.
See ya.
It now seems highly volatile chemicals were improperly shipped aboard Flight 592.
Mach 10.
Had the pilots known what was actually
Holy moly, how fast does that thing fly?
not have signed off
Mach 10, Jesus. I don't even think the human body.
Be back momentarily.
Okay, sounds good.
would still be alive.
1 second.
4 days after the crash of Flight 592, hazardous materials specialist Jim Henderson joins the team.
Initial documentation that we were looking for was records of where the chemical oxygen generators had come from, how they got on the airplane.
Henderson reviews the history of the ValueJet fleet.
We found out that ValueJet had recently purchased 3 airplanes from other carriers.
Well, I think I know where they came from.
ValueJet's work order on these airplanes basically were to open the plane up, find out what the dates were on the generators.
Oxygen generators have a shelf life. To meet federal safety standards, any out-of-date generators on the recently purchased planes needed to be replaced. That job was given to a company called SaberTech.
We spoke to the maintenance personnel primarily to find out how these were handled. The chemical oxygen generators had been removed from an airplane. We wanted to make sure that they were handled in accordance with their work cards.
Henderson learns that SaberTech removed 144 oxygen generators. Most of them were out of date, but still full. There are strict guidelines regulating how oxygen generators are to be removed and shipped safely.
The work orders basically described how to take them off the aircraft and how to replace the new generators on the aircraft. Once removed from the aircraft, one of the safety precautions is to replace the safety cap that keeps it from accidentally activating.
Says we should put shipping caps on them. Do we have any?
Many of the mechanics realized how dangerous they were. The mechanics recognized the need for safety caps. Several mechanics told us in interviews that they had advised their supervisors of the need for safety caps.
They look like this. Do you see them? No, they didn't have any. And you can't take them off the new ones.
Henderson learns that since they didn't have protective caps, SaberTech mechanics improvised.
The maintenance people didn't have the safety caps. One of the other things that was mentioned on the work order was that they take the lanyards and wrap them around the oxygen generator. There were several others who felt that the lanyards were unnecessary, so they actually physically cut the lanyards off, leaving the pins basically free inside of the generator.
You put any labels on the actual generators?
After I pulled them out, I put a green tag on them.
On the tags, Sabertech workers wrote the word expired. What investigators still don't know is how the 144 oxygen generators ended up on a passenger plane weeks later.
And at that point, they're to be disposed. Now, the disposal requires them to be disposed as a hazardous waste.
When investigators interviewed Sabertech shipping staff, they learned that the generators sat in the hangar for weeks.
Sabertech had a new customer coming in, and they wanted to clean up the area for the new customer to give them a good impression of their company. As far as they were concerned, they were ValueJet's material, and therefore they were to be returned to ValueJet.
Investigators discover that the potentially hazardous generators...
All right, man, my bad.
due to a misunderstanding...
250,000 feet? How fucking high does that thing go? Dark Star.
Does someone actually think that expired meant empty?
Max altitude. Holy shit, 275,000 feet.
Papers describe the oxygen generators as oxy or XY for oxygen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Canisters, and
In
then the word empty.
Top Gun Maverick DLC. Flying Mach 10 at 275,000 feet.
Because these oxygen generators weren't
that descent's gonna take a while, bro. You better make sure you get your top of descent right.
The use of the term empty was an error on his part. However, the shipping clerk himself wasn't...
Where are we at on this episode?
The oxygen generators.
Oh, the generators, right.
They were still capable of generating oxygen.
Of course they were.
Properly safed.
They weren't expired. They were just... I mean, they weren't empty. They were just expired.
Either what caused...
The experimental Dark Star can go up to 275,000 feet SOS.
May the 11th, 1996, airport workers loaded potentially flammable cargo onto ValueJet 592.
You better start descending now from that altitude.
Is specifically designed to contain a fire.
Oh man, MD-80? 32,000 feet is the ceiling.
Required that the cargo hold be airtight. If in fact you do have a fire in that cargo,
Yeah, I basically fly this plane at the... Oh, you know what?
But would a cargo
I mean,
fire burn out if the cargo
I got a ways to go, but let me get my ILS stuff put in here.
we knew the potential
8 right.
for being a fire source, but we didn't really know
8 right.
in the grand scheme of things their real potential for bringing down an aircraft.
At an FAA fire test facility.
That's gonna be some kind of slam dunk, big boss man.
Create the fire that consumed Flight 592.
1 minute to ignition.
Okay, 8 right. Where are we at?
We had to trigger one of the oxygen generators manually.
What's taking so long? God damn it!
Nothing at all.
We didn't really get much of a fire.
An activated oxygen generator isn't enough to set fire to the cardboard box it's packed in.
So how did these things start a fire?
NTSB investigators are back at square one.
8
They
right.
can't prove their theory.
109.7. 087. And 95 feet.
What were these
these things packed?
The failure of the fire test prompts investigators to look more closely at exactly how the oxygen
Right there.
generators were packaged for transport.
I am back.
Yo, yo,
The
yo.
first test we did, we had not packed
Oh,
them exactly.
turn the autopilot off. So sensitive.
We did not use bubble wrap in the first test. That is,
Out
put
my
bubble
decision
wrap over
height.
top of the generators before we closed the box. We put 5
Let our passengers stretch their legs a little bit, huh?
Put them on top of a tire. And put
Pitch,
some
what up,
luggage
dog?
around them.
Okay, let's start it up.
Ah, flying to Greenock, Scotland. Greenock scumbag.
It made an unbelievable noise.
You mad, G?
A high-pitched scream. We all looked at each other. We were kind of startled. I mean, the sound was deafening.
Sure, I got my descent altitude in here.
The ceiling of the test cargo container reaches 2,000 degrees.
2,000.
Lord almighty. We almost destroyed their test facility.
After 11 minutes, it exceeds the capacity
That's
of the
right.
monitoring equipment.
All right. Let's get that fire out.
We had a raging fire, and none of us had expected a fire to be that big and that hot. And it was just amazing to see how disastrous, how destructive something this long and that big around could be.
The experiment supports the NTSB theory. Improperly packaged oxygen generators caused the crash of ValueJet 592. Even in an airtight cargo hold, the fire would have burned fiercely enough to bring down the DC-9.
The problem with Flight 592 is that you defeat the intended purpose of the Class D cargo hold, because even though the hold may be airtight, you've got 144 sources of oxygen in that airtight container.
Investigators now suspect that the accidental activation of a generator
Watching Cop season 18. I'm crying.
or on takeoff is all that it took.
Yeah, from what altitude, Big Boss Man?
110 lives. With the help of the plane's flight recorders,
Oxygen generators loaded sometime after 1300.
investigators are able to reconstruct the final moments of ValueJet 592.
'Cause I'm a boss man.
There was a muffled bump or thump off the cockpit voice recorder, which prompted the captain to ask,
What was that?
that muffled noise, that thump, when you marry that information up to the flight data recorder, it happened at the same time that we saw the bump and static pressure.
The sound recorded on the CVR is the tire exploding.
Nice, Ross.
Picked up by the flight data recorder.
I wish VNAV and the CRJ descended the plane automatically. Yeah, I don't know why the CRJ doesn't have that, man. The MD-80 does it. And this plane's got technology from the 80s in it. What's Bombardier's excuse? Ross, you fucking liar. You ain't watching Cops. Liar!
We could hear a lot of background noises when the flight attendant comes up front.
'Cause I'm a boss man.
Whereas in the last part of it is silent.
Then nothing.
There is no crew interaction.
Yeah, what's up with that fucking bird, Ross?
All you hear is the sound of the wind.
Fucking
It indicated to us
fucking Quakes 98. Send him some Mark Knopfler. Cheers, Ross.
that the flight crew to the point where they were unconscious.
It only took 3 minutes.
Dr.
42
P.
seconds for the fire to bring down.
safely.
I shouldn't be on the pitch. I'm a Delta pilot tonight.
In the wake of the accident, the FAA grounds ValueJet indefinitely. The National Transportation Safety Board recommends better
Get an
training
intro.
for
Do
employees
it.
who handle oxygen generators.
There weren't any.
Quakes 98. Hey Ross, when are we golfing again, bro?
They were all people just trying to get by, doing the best they could.
The NTSB also renews its call from 8 years earlier.
Spyglass Wildman soon.
Detectors and fire extinguishers installed in the cargo holds of all passenger jets.
FAA turned around after ValueJet crashed and mandated fire suppression. And
Just tell CB to pay for it. He's fucking rich.
a long time ago.
An inferno. What a hell.
Yeah. Trump shot a 68. Won the club championship. Come on, just sneak on at Santa Teresa, Ross. You can do it.
It's classic tombstone regulation.
9 holes for free.
And the
Was
body
pitched
count
there.
is the only thing that sways people to go out and do anything.
He's my fucking dad, man. He's a spastic. He is smarter than most people. They're looking for the fucking Loch Ness Monster in Scotland right now, bro. They're gonna find him. They got people on the shores.
They're looking for the Loch Ness Monster right now.
My dad sent me this text message yesterday, man. Let me read this shit to you, okay? He believes this shit too, because I called him to make sure. Okay, listen. Let me find this. They're searching for the Loch Ness Monster for the next 2 days. You'll know once and for all. High-tech research this time. Many volunteers standing on the shore. Submarines, sonar, and heat imaging. Google it.
Seems legit.
Right. I hope they find it.
Yeah, for real.
It's already been 1 day and they haven't, so we got one more. He said 2 days. Oh man.
We're 8 from the top, baby.
I'm not even at my top of the descent yet, man. I can't even see it.
No, I mean for Twitch.
Oh.
8 from the top.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got like 330 over on Twitch, but I don't stream there anymore, man. I just do Kick and YouTube.
Yeah. I need to change my Streamlabs to just Kick and start streaming on Kick.
I use Restream, and with the free version of Restream, you can stream up to 2 places at once. And you can just set it up on your browser. You don't need to download anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I just stream to Kick and YouTube at the same time. I'm doing much better on YouTube than I'm doing on Kick, though. Doesn't seem like there's
not a lot of people know about Kick.
Right, and that's
they're just starting off.
That's the thing, is like, doesn't seem like there's a lot of MSFS streamers over there. So if you start streaming over there, you're kind of getting in at the ground floor, you know?
I mean, it's better to start off when there's less viewers than when,
Yeah.
Like...
Well, Kick's got a lot of,
If Kick starts to, take off,
Oh, no, they've got... Kick's got their name on an F1 car, man. Do you know how much that costs? They're the real deal, bro.
Millions.
Yeah. Yeah. They're the real deal. They're not going anywhere. They're backed by casino dollars, so, they're not going anywhere. The house always wins, baby. You know that. You got gambling out there in Arizona?
What out here?
You got casinos out there? I've never seen.
We got Gila Bend, we got Gila River, Wild Horse Pass.
That's right. Why did I fucking ask that? Gila River Arena, where the fucking Rattlers played. Duh. I knew that.
We got Wild Horse Pass.
We rep the Sabercats out here, G. My God, has Hovland won 2 weeks in a row now, Ross? Wow. Unreal. Did he win the Players' Championship? Yeah, he's the fucking real deal Holyfield, man. Just crazy to think Victor Hovland is the fucking FedEx Cup champion, man. Do you know where this guy is from? You follow golf at all, Assassin?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I'm sure you have an idea, a stereotypical image of golf being a very white, upper middle class / upper class kind of activity, right? This guy is from fucking Norway. And he's the FedEx Cup champion. He won the PGA this year. He won the last 2 weeks in a row. You know what I'd like to know? How many golf courses are there in Norway? Because I'm pretty sure that's like a Nordic nation, right? Like, it's really fucking cold there. They might be able to golf 3 months out of the year. That is incredible. Like Italy, for example, as a country, less than 100 golf courses. Very, very lowly played in that country. I bet Norway is even less than Italy. Italy's just a football nation, you know? You follow any sports, Assassin? Did we talk about this already?
I don't follow them. I don't not like I used to.
I remember you said you were paying attention when the Suns went to the finals, though.
Yeah, I watched it here and there.
I'm a big sports guy. My ETA is probably an hour. 59 minutes. I was close. Can I see my top of descent yet? Not yet. Just trying to get this badge for the United Hub Hop, bruh. Why does he keep saying that? That fucking bot Rex is on some shit, man. I'll bet you we can find another MD-80 air crash investigation, because there are like 80 of these things that crashed. All right, pitch. We ready, G? Butter that.
Can't see anything. Damn, we're off course. No, I can't see it. We're way off.
On June the 1st, 1999, as an American Airlines jet prepared to land amid fierce thunderstorms, passengers knew they were flying into trouble.
I don't know what made me aware, so doggone aware, that we were going to have a problem.
Oh, no.
Within minutes, their worst fears would be realized.
Other one! Other one! Other one! Other one!
I'm yelling, get away from the plane. Run. Get away from the plane.
Yeah, I don't know where we're at, but there's a road that goes around the airport. Well, we got a lot of people hurt.
This film tells the story of a tragic and avoidable disaster. The investigation...
It's a boring episode. Oops. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna make a quick phone call. I'll be right back, Assassin. Scratch is here. Ooh. Mm.
And there's NorCal Approach now online. Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't think I'm equipped for VATSIM tonight because I haven't stopped drinking.
You can fly right seat. See how I do it. Be my co-pilot.
No, I go back and watch your streams. I've been watching your archives on Twitch. Didn't I tell you that?
Have you?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
You saying that.
Yeah. That's how I've been learning about VATSIM. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang. I mean, with right seat, you can fly the plane if you wanted to.
Well, I would assume so. I mean, what would be the point of just? Have you seen? Have you seen the trailer for the new simulator that's coming out next year?
The new Microsoft Flight?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen the trailer.
Apparently, yeah, this was supposed to be shared cockpit integration.
Really?
Yeah, and lots of other stuff too. Missions, all kinds of different missions, helicopter missions, crop dusting. I mean, it's really great. The trailer looks amazing. You should. I would definitely encourage you to go watch it, like right now.
I am descending now, but I will watch it afterwards.
Oh yeah, yeah. Obviously, you need a sterile cockpit. So I've started experimenting growing my own cannabis.
Really?
Yeah, and I've got a pretty good harvest going right now. I'm gonna send it to you privately though. This picture I took today. How it's coming along. I had issues. They should be about 6 to 8 inches taller right now, but I had issues with the fucking raccoons. I came close to getting my damn 22 out.
Nice.
Nah, but I live in the city limits, man. I need like an air rifle or something.
A pellet gun.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would need. What? Jesus Christ. Can I see my... There it is.
And we have Phoenix Sky Harbor in sight. You almost to Houston?
My bad, bro. I didn't realize I was fucking muted, man.
You're good, bro.
Are you waiting for me? Keep flying, man.
No.
Okay, okay. Okay, cool.
I'm about 60 miles.
Because I think I want to do this ice pilots thing. But I have to fly I can only fly piston pounders.
Fly what?
Prop planes.
Uh,
I'm also looking at this. When you get all set up in UAV, you'll see it. They have these. There's this events tours section under the events tab. I'm looking at. There's this 3-part series called Extreme Airport Americas. These are some of the most difficult approaches on the continent, and there's 3 parts: North, South America, and Europe. Oh, this stuff is cool. I think you'll enjoy it. Here's my ETA now. 23 minutes. Try what, big boss man? What did I miss? I've been drinking tonight, man. How are these guys wearing their sunglasses at night? Yeah, so have I. So have I. It's the Mile High Club, big boss man. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah! A freak show! Big boss man, did you watch All In today? Horrible show, man. 80,000 people showed up for that dog shit. Don't even get me started on that Stampede match. I literally had to turn it off. It's an AEW show at Wembley Stadium today. Wrestling show. The Leonardo MD-82, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful plane. We can't open the windows up here, but... Where is my top of descent? It's getting close. Insufficient fuel. I got 6,000 kilos. With 20 minutes to go. I think I have sufficient fuel. Liar! This plane's fucking lying to me. Hmm. What is this? Hmm. Oh my god. Fucking YouTube with these forced ads, bro. This is a funny eCam alert here. Insufficient fuel. Let's have a look. Liar! Top of descent's coming up. Belts. Cockpit light can go off. Full on power. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin our descent, our initial descent into Houston. Here it comes. I'm about to start my descent, big boss man. There she goes. That's it, Pitch. You see the automatic descent? Yeah, T/D, that's your top of descent. And this is what an automatic descent looks like. This is what the CRJ doesn't have. You hear that reducing thrust there? You can see we are descending. Flaps. Oh my god, we've had the slats out this whole time. Good grief. We're good. Yeah, it really surprises me that the CRJ doesn't have an automatic descent at the TD pitch. Because that's a much newer plane than this. That makes me wonder if their fucking private jets have what kind of avionics the Global has. If their commercial stuff doesn't have it. We'll get our reverse thrust in. Frequencies are set. Ignition's on both. Yeah, but you don't have to buy a plane to do it. If you want a fun plane that requires a lot of old school piloting that isn't annoying, fly the A310, man. The A310 is the Asobo A310. Fun plane to fly. That's a pilot's plane right there. That big boss man, this is the MD-80 by Leonardo. The next one I'm waiting for is the MD-11 from TDFI. It's supposed to be coming at the end of the year. Actually, it's supposed to be here next month. The early phase of it, early access phase of it anyway. Yeah, we've got a full cabin in here too. I can show you around. This isn't a custom cabin. My TWA plane has a custom cabin, but this value jet plane is just stock. But, you know, that's what you got. This is my favorite view right here. So this was the first airplane that I actually flew on in real life. And when I was growing up, it was the era where they used to leave the cockpit door open while they flew. And when we flew, we went to Disneyland when I was about 6 years old, and I sat in this chair, and that was the view I have. That's why I leave that door open and come back here and just reminisce. Miss the good times, you know what I mean? We're gonna need some drag here. Now you hear that noise? That was what they called the bark of the Mad Dog. They called this plane the Mad Dog, and it's the trim. I'll make a quick little adjustment so you can hear. You hear that? I just turned the autopilot off when I did that. Oops. Hopefully we don't lose a lot on our descent because of that. Let's go slats. You can see these slats have extended now. But yeah, this DC-9 had a really unique look, man, with that long nose with the swept wing here in the back and the T-tail. I already said this tonight, but... And this was another thing. Look at the exhaust coming out of the engines. These McDonnell Douglases were just gross polluters, man. Look at that. The realism. Yeah, it's the DC-9 family, Pitch. This is an MD-82, but they come from the DC-9 family. I know it's confusing. The MD-80 comes from the DC-9 family of McDonnell Douglas airplanes. It's very confusing. Wait till you guys see the landing lights on this thing. The landing lights come out from underneath the wing. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show it to you here. I don't know if you can see them. They'll fold down from the wing here, and they'll look like spotlights going out. It's really cool. I'll show you. I'll just turn them on now. See that? So cool. And then when the gear comes down, there'll be a nose light there too, on the nose gear. But this is a study level plane here. Like for example, all the fuses. If I wanted, let's pick one that's not going to hurt me. Oh my god. Let's pick one that's not going to hurt me. Let's say electronic clock. Boom! Look at that. I just popped the fuse. Push it back in. Like I said, awfully light up here in the sky for being, what is the time? Real time. 1:45. Got some street lights up here in the sky, I guess. Okay, we are 9 minutes from the ground. Where are these data points? Where are we at? Get our auto brake programmed here. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, this plane, Pitch, this plane used to fly from, Florida, Atlanta. That was this plane's route for ValueJet. If you grew up traveling in the 90s, you definitely flew on some variant. MD-80, MD-11, DC-9, DC-10, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, they went out of business. They got shut down by the FAA in '96. Pitch. So they haven't been around for a long, long time. But it was a real infamous ND-80 crash that put them out of business. Look up ValueJet 592 pitch. That was the crash that put them out of business. Yeah, I love those landing lights. Get a little bit of drag from those too. Yeah, you can see how it folds out. You can see the little circle there in the wing. Keep saying I have insufficient fuel, man. I've got 5,000 kilos on board. Landing gear.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Okay.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
That's really strange. It wants me to pop my gear at 10,000 feet. What is this master caution for? Oh, is it for this? Well, I can't. I'm too fast. I have no bloody clue. We're good on fuel. I might as well burn what's left in those center tanks off. Yeah, I don't know what that master caution is about. Spoilers? Srihari, what's up, G? I know this right here. So when you're getting configured for takeoff, this light will not turn off until you're fully configured and cleared for takeoff, and it also will not turn off until you're fully configured for landing. And I have no idea other than my speed brake, I'm sorry, my auto brake, but I can't arm it at this altitude or speed, so it's really strange. Our glide slope's looking good. Let me get the localizer on. You're just in time for a landing, Srihari. Well, there's the runway. So we're gonna need more flaps.
Flaps 50.
Where's that nose light? What is she doing, man? Is she gonna go left now? Localizer's been captured, it says. Maybe she's just trying to lose more altitude. Oh, shut up. Here's the airport. All right, you know what? I'm about 2 seconds from doing a manual approach here. I don't got time for this shit. What is this stupid? What is this plane doing? Slow ass descent, 300 feet a minute. The airport's right in front of us. Airport's over here. Okay, she's turning. Come on, girl. Eat right. Dude. This plane is on some stupid shit, man. Fucking serpentine crap. Kill the engines and just drop, you dumb bitch. Oh my god. Turn on. I don't know, pitch. Dinosaur, bro. Well, we're good now. We're back on track. Oops, did not mean to do that. Meant to hit that. Basically right on it. Localizer is tracking. Slow it down. Still too high. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely it has auto throttle. Right here. Yeah, I don't fly without auto throttle, bro. Because I be doing too much other stuff in the background, you know? Glide slope is tracking. See if we can get our auto brake on. Nope, not yet. Full flaps. Still can't do it. There we go. See how that light turned off?
Flaps 40.
It was the auto brake. Yeah. Yeah, it does. You just have to watch your thrust detents when you're flying the A310. You have to manually control the thrust detents, but it has auto throttle. That old school cabin chime. Where are you flying, Assassin?
Flying from LA to San Francisco.
Oh, you're doing it. Okay. Is SF Tower still online?
SFO tower is online. Approach got off. Ground got off.
It's only 10 o'clock out here.
Still on.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes north of me.
By the time I get out there, they're probably all gonna get off.
Bums. It's early. Too rad. Welcome to Houston, ladies and gentlemen. It's the H-Town, baby, and you know what it is. Little left. 500. Too red. Glide slope's perfect.
400.
Minimum 73900. That's on my ass right now.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
It's not like I'm going really slow. I'm going 17 knots right now.
40.
Oh no. Ground effect.
20. 10.
Come on, get down. Way left of center line.
2 in reverse. Reverse lights out.
Oh, that's why you shouldn't drink and fly. Minus 253, that's not that bad. What up, SOS? You just missed the landing, G. I don't even know where I'm going in this thing. I'm just waiting to be able to end my flight. Minus 6,000. Well, I was minus 54 on my last landing, man, so this isn't that great. We got a WestJet terminal over here. Yeah, this is not a parking space, but I just made it one. Alright, check this out. DB Cooper doors. Doors open, open, extend. Check that out. And on the side too, on the front. Those flaps. Alright, let's end this. And the power switch is off. That's the end of the United Hub Hop, ladies and gentlemen. Now I gotta go learn how to fly the DC-5 so I can do the Ice Pilot's hop. So I will see you guys mañana.